Hey there, this is Molly. Welcome back to my YouTube channel as we're going to take a look at the energies in a natal chart when you have the Virgo conjunction of Pluto and Uranus in Virgo conjunct opposing Saturn and Chiron in Pisces. Now, this was an opposition that happened in the mid 60s. So this chart is for 1966, October 1966, but the energies danced around because of retrogrades and because these are the slower moving planets. Now, I did a previous video for you talking about the Pluto-Uranus conjunction in Virgo, so I won't repeat myself too much with that information. But now we're going to basically expand the story, expand the energies, and talk about what it means when you have this opposition to Saturn and Chiron in Pisces. Now, this is a dynamic here between the Pisces energies of letting go, of what you can't see, of trusting, releasing. There's an energy of karmic completions here, especially with that Saturn. That Saturn in Pisces is looking at what you are unraveling and releasing across multiple lifetimes that you have to face. And that's because that Saturn is about the real world. And the Saturn energies can relate to the father archetype, for example, a disappearing father, or questions about what it means to be a father, what it means to be present when perhaps this energy is abandoning, it alienates, rejects, disappears. And with the Chiron energy here as well, we have a sense that it's a very deep pain. So right away, there can be a connection with a father figure. It could even be that the archetype shows up as a connection with God the Father. Or what does that mean? What does faith mean to you? What do you trust in? What do you believe in? And what supports you? So the Chiron energy is a vulnerability or insecurity in what you're trusting and believing in that you can't see, that isn't of the real world. This is the energy of letting go. And it could be a lifetime where you've had many endings, many things you've had to release and let go of. That Saturn energy has brought up some things into your real world about what is tangible, what is not, what is mine, what is not, what is my responsibility, and what is not my responsibility. So there is this interesting dynamic here in this energy signature where you're learning to detach and you're learning how to form a relationship with spirit, a higher relationship that allows you to be in the flow of life, how everything changes and energy is always transmuting, how it's kind of like really wanting to hold something in your hand, but it could feel like sand just flowing through your fingers and you can't grasp onto it. And this is where you can have some of these big experiences. Now, they don't always have to be lessons because sometimes that Saturn energy is about what you're committing to and maybe not wanting to commit for too long, wanting to be free, needing to let go. You would want to be aware of if that's done in a healthy way or unhealthy ways in terms of escapism tendencies. This can also show up through the lower expressions of Pisces, which can be about anything with powerlessness. And if this conjunction is in your chart, you look at the house placement for where you might have felt powerless, where you've had to put in a lot of work and maybe there's just been very few, we'll call them rewards, or very few tangible outcomes. It's almost like you've had to put in the work, but for what? And it feels like it just disappears or it changes into something else. It's almost like I made this and now I have to let it go. I created this, I put energy, effort, and time into this, and now it disappears. Or what's it about? What's it for? So the strong Pisces energy is about creating a spiritual relationship with higher powers that support you in life transitions, where there's probably been some very painful ones with that Chiron there, where you've had to let go of things you didn't want to let go of, or it just felt like, how do I stay detached? And that can be an ongoing lesson here. The ability to detach, to not let your ego interfere, to keep trusting, to go with divine timing, to practice faith. And we say these things, but this has required the real world application, where you're actually understanding more of your own spiritual powers and spiritual abilities. But it probably wasn't until your Saturn return, your first Saturn return between 28 and 30 years, that something came up around this theme. And then perhaps it's even your second Saturn return that's showing you even more of what you've mastered in this part of your life, of what you've really been through. Now, this opposition here, these Pisces energy opposing the Virgo energy is probably what you feel stronger because it's in the Virgo earth signs of the real world, of your daily environment. And Pluto and Uranus are strong together. They are quite a dynamic duo here, requiring your energy and attention on a daily basis for how you work with your body, your responsibilities in your world, the jobs you do, the things that you're learning and practicing, what you're improving, what you're healing. This is a very powerful energy, and it could feel like it's more powerful at times where, again, you set your sights on something. Maybe it's even like an obsession, or I have to do this, or this matters to me. I'm passionate about it. I want to make it real. I want to make it the best it can be. But the opposition to the planets in Pisces are saying, but it can't be something you're overly attached to because you're going to have to let it go. And I'm actually getting the visual of releasing a white dove, where maybe it's something that you've nurtured, you've taken care of, you've grown, and then you let it go. And that's hard. And that could be emotional and painful because this energy is so intense, the desire to create, to make it your own, to make it the best it can be. And that Pluto energy gets very attached. And in fact, this can create that anxiety attachment. This can create different forms of attachment. I believe there are 4 different forms of attachment that have been studied. And this is a lifetime of appreciating the moment, what you have, what you've created, and then releasing it, just like releasing a white dove, releasing something for your spiritual growth that, again, can feel challenging at first, but there's this ongoing back and forth dynamic in your life, this ongoing theme around your ability to stay open to life, to stay open to the cycles. These are mutable signs. Pisces and Virgo are mutable signs of change, of possibility, of what's next, what's flexible. So in this way, you could have many life experiences with this theme of you have something you've invested in, you're all in, and then you have to sell it, like a business or a home or something that it's like a passion project, and then there's something that comes up or comes through that requires you to be detached. And it can feel outside of yourself. It can also feel, because of this Chiron, it can bring up the deeper wounds that are like, what's it all about? What's it all for? Why should I keep trying? You can have unconscious self-pity or victim energy here. We don't like to hear that word victim, but it can be something that runs through our consciousness. I also feel like this is something related to past lives, which is a strong energy in not only that Saturn But the Pisces energy, the Chiron energy of healing it again, healing it at this level of consciousness in this lifetime. Then we have the Pluto energy of soul growth and this Uranus energy of the higher mind, the cosmic perspective, and not being too attached, just letting it be whatever it's going to be. So there's this push-pull here between your human, down-to-earth needs and perspective and the spiritual growth and lessons you chose to work through in this lifetime, even though it probably doesn't feel that way. There's something very intentional here. Now, one of the highest ways to work with this is that something's coming into balance for you at a soul level. Meaning this Pisces energy, the Saturn in Pisces, is completing lifetimes of energies. It's completing more of what has been unfinished. And this is the lifetime where you've had to take care of things that maybe you didn't see coming, you didn't plan on it, you didn't realize it was your responsibility. You could feel exhausted from being so responsible. You could feel like you've had to carry much more. And this is where you have the opportunity to partner with Spirit, to look at your spiritual connections, the Pisces energy of going higher. Go higher. Go higher into the universal energies, universal laws, what it means to be a spiritual being, because that's going to support anything that's been too much in your Virgo energies, where it's been too much responsibility, too much you've had to work on and take care of. This is where you can have a harmony and a partnership with Spirit where you learn what's yours, what's not yours. You also could be having some strong lessons in this lifetime around boundaries, around those boundaries that are needed. And the Saturn can help you with that. It can help you with saying, no, that's not mine. No, I can't take that on. I also feel like because this Virgo energy is such a workhorse and so diligent and will show up and stay long hours and get the job done, you're going to have to establish your own energetic boundaries around what you commit to, what is yours, what's not yours, because that's part of your support here. Is that Pisces energy is like, maybe this isn't mine. Maybe I don't have to do everything for everyone. So you want to look at the themes of self-sacrifice, martyrdom, where you're doing too much for others to the point that it's affecting your own health. Because both Virgo and Pisces are about health in this lifetime. Your physical body, your physical needs, what you're doing to honor your own need for rest, where you need to take a rest, you need to take a break. Otherwise, your body is going to speak to you and require you to do so. So there's a strong dynamic here of balancing yourself, of not overdoing it, of monitoring and managing this intense Virgo energy that, again, could feel more powerful. And of course, it depends on your chart. It always depends on your own chart. But this is the energy that you might naturally gravitate towards or focus on. And the more that you do so, the more that the Pisces energies could feel like a burden, could feel like a struggle, because you're out of balance. So look at the gifts of Virgo and the gifts of Pisces in a way that allows you to manage them responsibly and to establish appropriate boundaries where you're not doing everything for everyone to the point of sacrificing your health, your body, your needs, or even the fact that you need time to do nothing. And that's also very important with strong Pisces energy. You need the downtime. You have to put that in your schedule. You need to have the openness, the time to retreat, to step back, step away, take that vacation. Don't put it off, because you need it more than others do. And this could be something that you've observed in yourself through your life. This could be something that you've been aware of for a while. And this is just something about your own energy management that is really strong here in your chart. Now, the other energies you're seeing here is that in this chart, we have this Neptune in Scorpio that is working nicely with the Virgo and working nicely with the Pisces. So if this is the case in your chart, you have support here, meaning this Neptune lends a hand with making certain that you're tapping into a passion, you're able to detach, you're able to let things go. The Scorpio energy wants you to transmute, step away, and only follow what really calls to your energy. So this is a nice assist here. This is actually a way that the energy might not feel as intense. You want to look for any trines that break up the intensity of this energy. So you look for any trines to the Virgo planet. So trines from Capricorn or trines from Taurus in the natal chart. And then for the Pisces, you look for trines to the water signs, such as trines to Cancer or trines to Scorpio. And that helps the energy flow. Instead of being stuck back and forth here, it helps the energy move. Now I'm doing this video in 2021, where we have transiting Pluto in Capricorn that has possibly been helping you with this energy, as that Capricorn energy supports Virgo, and it also works nicely with Pisces, helps you to move forward, be practical, be realistic, understand what you're ready to change and how to do so. And this can be a wonderful gift because back in the previous decade, we had, actually it was 2 decades, okay, let me break it down. We had Pluto in Sagittarius from 1995 until 2008. And so it could have been, and I'm going to be broad here, 2000 to 2008, that transiting Pluto in Sagittarius would have been squaring the Pisces and Virgo energies, and that would have been a really big deal. Really big deal when that transiting Pluto in Sagittarius squared 4 of your natal planets and changed something in your life permanently. Intense, a big deal, very transformative, potentially devastating. It could have destroyed the life you knew. It could have required you to do everything differently. It would have been a really big time, a really big time. Then we had Saturn in Sagittarius at the same time Chiron was in Pisces. So that would have been during your Chiron return, when Chiron was in Pisces. Now this is going to be different for everybody, but what I'm getting at is that I believe that was 2016 and 2017. Saturn in Sagittarius would have been squaring all 4 planets, big testing, big choice points, big things you had to let go of or commit to, all while that Chiron return was happening. And it would have been really hard. And I say this because this is when I was doing readings with clients, which I'm no longer doing, but thank you for those who have had interest in working with me. I no longer do personal sessions. But when I was doing them, it was really, really hard. And it was a big deal because there's things about this lifetime that you've had to work through that maybe haven't felt very stable. Could be a destabilizing energy. Again, that's with these mutable signs. And that's with some of the intense transits that you've had in this lifetime. So it's been a big deal. You've been through it and you know it, but I hope that the Pluto in Capricorn has given you a renewal of life force, of what matters to you for the long term, of how far you've come, and also a feeling of success and accomplishment of what you've had to master and move through in this lifetime. Because it is intense. It's an intense lifetime. I just want to validate that. And these kinds of energies are a big deal. And keep in mind, it's even bigger and more personal if you have any personal planets that interact with this opposition, specifically any conjunctions. So any personal planets in Virgo or any personal planets in Pisces are really going to add to the energy signature and to what you've moved through in this lifetime. So I hope this has been beneficial and given you some bigger understandings of this energy, what you are mastering and moving through, how you have the potential to really work with the best of the Virgo energy and the best of the Pisces energy. But again, it hasn't been easy. You've had to earn your stripes and really perhaps earn a lot of Girl Scout badges in order to get to an understanding of what's going on. Because the opposition here, it pulls you back and forth. And that's another theme. You could feel like you're either all over here or you're all over there, and you're learning how to manage going back and forth on that seesaw, where there's times when you're all in over here or you're all in over there. But when you track your transits, when you learn your transits, that's how you know what's going on, and you can see what's coming up and be prepared, be aware of the themes, and understand how to work with the energies in the highest and best possible ways. So I hope this has been beneficial and helped you with this energy, and also help you own it and just feel powerful about what you've been through and the potentials you have here in this lifetime to work with the strong Virgo and strong Pisces energies. I do teach astrology classes, so if you want to learn astrological transits with me, check that out below. And I also have a course about how to learn about solar returns, how you can learn to read your solar return chart. And that's designed to help you see the energies for every birthday. So check out those details below as well. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back here soon with another astrology video. And of course, I have my podcast here every Monday and Wednesday. So take good care, and I hope to see you back here soon.